What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and like I said, today is going to be that True Draco Eldlich video, and we're going to start off with something just mega super heat. Every time I make these videos about Monarch Eldlich and True Draco, it's whenever I'm playing at the time, like, oh, this is actually way better than the other strategy. I don't even know if I'd use this other one. And then I play this one again, and I just remind myself, and I'm going to show you here, this going second, this guy puts up a good Ray Raptors board, just a good board in general. You'll see what it ends up doing. This may look familiar. Actually, if I had done the combo that I would probably normally do in this spot, which is the Barrier Statue, Zexal, and Utopia, I would have lost. But he goes for like way more negate, so we'll see what he puts up. I know there's like an Infinity in there. I know there's one that stops special summoning, which obviously this deck doesn't do at all. And there's also a Fog Blade, so it's not perfect here. He's got the rank up, so he's going to have a pop with Rusty. We all know this little get up here. We're all used to it. And even like has the overextension card, man. So he goes into the Evil Swarm. What's it called? Nightmare. Yeah, so when a monster special summon, it flips it face down. Not good against Link monsters. But alright, so let's take a look. So this is going to turn into Requiem, of course, after he pops something, plus Tsunami Negate and the Fog Blade. Can I, with True Draco Eldlich going second, bust this? Let's see. See if I can bait him out with the Cursed Eldland. If not, I'm just going to use the effect of the Golden Land. Very nice. I'm going to set the True Draco's return. That way I can get the Eldlich back to my hand and use it to pop a monster. So he's going to avoid the pop. So he's going to go into Dark Requiem here. Okay. There's not a lot of monster effects to negate for sure. Tribute summoning the Cursed Eldland. Just always great. And when Domain of the Monarchs comes out, obviously it gives it 200 or 800 attacks. I would have been able to get over it, but I did have the summon limit, and I am going to have a pop during his turn. So Cyber Dragon Infinity is in reality the only thing I really have to worry about. Although I'm not really all that even kind of concerned. Make sure I put both of these in defense, so he's going to have to use one of his own monsters, which he does. But now I have defense, and he can't get over these monsters. I'm going to flip this up to avoid the negate. And now he's soon to be domain locked. I don't know if I tribute summon. Yeah, I have a Pot of Duality. So this deck is insane versatility. This deck probably is better. The deck profile I'm going to give you out tomorrow, man, it's so drastically different. So the true difference between the two of these is the Monarch side is a lot more offensive. And I guess not reactive. It's kind of hard to explain, but this one is way more about control. The summon limit definitely is one of the best cards in this entire match I have here. And then, like, going second again, there's also tons of flex spots for hand traps, if you can even believe such a thing. Such as Nibiru, because you have these Solemn Judgments, which you probably want going first to protect your spells and traps. But if you do end up know you're going second, your opponent's going to go first, then you would side those out. You can even take out the summon limits. So you kind of have 5 spots for hand traps for these big blowout cards. And a lot of your time, that's enough for your opponent to just surrender right there. I'll go into a few more. Keep it pretty simple today. And also I'm going to be showing you Dragon Maid, Dragon Link deck here at the end. This is a little bit of an older build. I don't think the Draco Cavalry General anymore. Imagine if this was Masterpiece, bruh, be insane. He goes for the Ice Dragon's Prison, which I'm not really sure if that was the best decision for him, because now he can't use these. But we'll see what I end up getting. I get the Cursed Eldland. It's almost always the best option. And the best thing about, I think, this one, and that's why you can have Summon Limit, is because of cards like Pot of Duality, and it having no effect. You're never really going to tribute summon the Eldlich to Golden Lord like you do with the Monarch side, so the synergy's a little bit... It's not all the way there, but, obviously this as an engine, using Eldlich to kind of send your True Draco spells and traps to the graveyard to pop cards on top of putting himself back on the field for 3,500 attack is very good. This is a Psyframe deck dedicated. A nice little combo the guy goes for here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but Cyberus Gadget equals the Lambda plus a Linkuriboh. So, that's pretty neat, I suppose. Gives himself a little bit of protection, I guess. So a lot of these cards are a little bit awkward, and I have to be very careful about not activating too many effects Well, obviously, the Linkuriboh is going to come down. He did have the Psyframe Gear Gamma, but the Golden Land Forever does come up here. And this will be another deck that, you know, when Cursed Eldland gets a reprint, it'll actually be even more affordable because Magician's Souls is nowhere near this deck. So if this ever, or I should say when Cursed Eldland gets its good little $10 mark, man, I don't even think I run this at 3. This will be one of the primary decks that I roll with, without a doubt. Yeah, domain locking him actually isn't a bad idea. Of course, he goes for these little combos, and now any cards he has on the field are going to be negated. He's got to top deck something pretty good, and it's Nice Dragon's Prison. He'll probably banish one of these, but it's not going to do much, right? And yeah, that was it. Let's go over some Gishki stuff, or Giski, whatever it is. And this is another one of my little bit of an older one, although you could still have Lava Golem. I don't think that's a bad choice at all. Maybe not something you'd want to main, but something you want to side. I think it's cheaper than Nibiru, so it's kind of the same thing. A lot of times you can pop it, you know, with your True Draco spells and traps anyways. And, you know, you're normal summoning most of the time. It only prevents you from special summoning. And, yeah, I guess, you know, the Eldlich kind of stinks, but that's about it. The potential negate online down the road, the Lava Golem does come up here. I'm able to kind of send those to the graveyard. He's going to put this into attack and start going after my life points. My clock's a little short, and off the top I do get a Monarch's Erupt. Thank goodness I can get a couple of draws out of here. And, you know, Stormforth is always very nice. I contribute his card. You know, you can get rid of it in multiple ways, as I was just kind of mentioning there. And I don't know. I mean, I looked at his extra deck, and it does look like he kind of really does want to do that a lot of the time. Some of these are just kind of sent to the graveyard fodder, but, you know, totally awesome. Definitely want to avoid that. And I could have popped the True King's Return to pop his card, and, you know, his plays would have just kind of been stunted completely. And we'll finish it off with Dragon Link. So here I just opened Summon Limit, but this card is certainly one of the best in the game without a doubt. And quite accessible. I mean, Card of Demise is another card that you guys haven't seen in any of these replays, and I can't seem to draw like whenever I play this deck for some reason. It is only a one of, but that's another really good one because, you know, Golden Land Forever, or I should say Eldlich, excuse me, has no problem being in the graveyard. In the hand, in the graveyard, can get back to the hand very easily. And, you know, Card of Demise is always good to get closer to your Solemns and all your really big, powerful cards. True Draco stuff, and now Eldlich, because that's all during your opponent's turn. So he's got to get this done really quick, and I'm going to keep getting a lot of searches during this time here. I think he's probably going to go for the Spell and Trap, but, man, I can just keep Tribute Summoning every turn. And actually, if it gets bounced from the field and comes back in, you can use the effect of the Draco Fighter like twice in the same turn, which is just nuts. Getting the Cursed Eldland, I mean, look at this advantage I'm starting to pick up. So yeah, he does go for the cleanup here, and since he, you know, I'm going to get that search, he's going to bounce to the hand main phase 2. I am going to just Tribute Summon it again, and yeah, I mean, it's better for me to not to force him out of this quick launch, I think. I don't know. I think just because it is a quick launch doesn't mean it was an objectively wrong decision, I think. Alright, he's got one more, you know, summon to get my board figured out, which is really tough because he can't even go into the extra deck. I'm going to go ahead and pop one of his monsters. That way, you know, I'm not leaving that many on the field. And, yeah, he just has this Chaos Legionnaire, which is just stuck in his hand because he doesn't have enough darks in the graveyard, or lights, which you hate to see. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the other trap card. All this is a changeover, and that was enough for game. So, man, I hope you guys enjoyed that, especially that first one where I think I got rid of like 5 disruptions. Pretty darn cool. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Be sure to look out for that deck profile coming up probably tomorrow. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful night.